Previews for The Bold and the Beautiful BNB suggest that Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, would start an unexpected custody battle and use Luna Nozawa's, Lisa Yamada, child as a prop for a reunion with Bill Spencer, Don Diamant. After hearing all of the latest Luna pranks, Poppy might start plotting against herself. What if Poppy decides she still wants to be with Bill and that this baby might be her chance to see him again? Poppy can still go after Bill, even though it's clear that he wants to get back together with Katie Logan, Heather Tom. Poppy may utilize Luna's impending birth to strengthen her standing in the Spencer household. Ultimately, Luna aspires to become Mrs. Spencer and gain the affection of Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. However, Will is insistent that he only loves Electra Forrester, Lania Grace, and has frequently voiced his disapproval of Luna. If Luna is incarcerated when her child is born, who will parent the child? It might not go as planned, but Bill and Katie intend to share custody of the child. Will might not be able to continue with Electra, but he might be able to raise his child by himself. Bill and Katie seem ready to take charge in this situation, but may Poppy sabotage their plans? After all, Bill made a major problem by arranging for Luna to be placed under house arrest and then later be pardoned. Since Bill hasn't called the police on Luna while he's awaiting this paternity test, Poppy might exploit the strikes against him. Poppy might threaten to demand exclusive custody of her granddaughter if she and Bill are unable to reach a consensus. Maybe Poppy may try to capture Bill's heart again with a joint custody agreement. Poppy might, however, decide that this time she needs to do things right and provide her grandchild the security she never gave Luna. As Poppy chooses to stand up for Luna's child, BNB fans may see her come to terms with her inadequate parenting abilities. Either way, it would be interesting if Poppy later made a surprise move to get custody, so watch for any shocking news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that as this narrative progresses, Luna's kid will continue to pose issues. As the custody case looms, Poppy turns to someone unexpected, Taylor Hayes. She finds her through Deacon, who's been seeking therapy with Taylor since his split with Sheila. Taylor listens to Poppy's story with professional detachment at first, but something about it moves her. Taylor knows what it's like to lose a child to scandal and circumstance. She sees the pain behind Poppy's resolve and decides to help her, unofficially. Taylor advises her to be honest, not manipulative. If you want Bill to trust you again, she says, don't make this about control. Make it about love. Poppy takes that advice to heart. For the first time, her motives shift. It's no longer just about winning Bill back. It's about building something lasting, for her daughter, her grandchild, and maybe even herself. The courtroom showdown. When the custody hearing arrives, the courtroom is packed. Bill and Katie sit on one side, Poppy on the other. The judge reads out the details, but all eyes are on the three of them, the triangle that once broke hearts and is now fighting for one. Katie speaks first, her voice steady but emotional. We can give this child stability, structure, and love. Poppy can't even keep her daughter out of prison. Poppy listens, face unreadable. When it's her turn, she stands and looks directly at the judge. She's right, she admits. I made mistakes. But every day since Luna's arrest, I've realized something. Running away doesn't protect people. Just leaves them lost. I'm done running. Bill watches her, heart pounding. She's not begging, she's fighting with dignity, grace, and truth. And something inside him cracks open. The verdict and the aftermath. The judge doesn't deliver a full verdict yet, but suggests joint guardianship discussions, meaning Poppy, Bill, and Katie will have to find common ground. It's not a victory, but it's not a defeat either. After court, Poppy approaches Bill privately. Whatever happens, thank you, she says softly, for letting me try. Bill nods, emotion thick in his throat. You didn't just try, Poppy. You reminded me what fighting for family looks like. Katie watches from a distance, unsure whether she just witnessed a truce or the beginning of something deeper. Closing twist. A letter from Luna. Back in her cell, Luna receives a letter from Poppy. It's long, emotional, and full of promises. Poppy writes that no matter what happens, her grandchild will know the truth, and that Luna's story isn't over. She'll fight until her daughter can hold that baby in her arms again. The camera pans out from Luna's tear-streaked face to the window above her, where light filters in like a fragile hope. After the courtroom hearing, the tension in Los Angeles is palpable. Poppy Nozawa's presence in Bill Spencer's world is no longer theoretical. She's becoming a tangible force that could shift the Spencer family dynamic forever. In a move that shocks everyone, Poppy is invited, reluctantly by Bill, reluctantly by Katie, but inevitably by fate, to stay at Spencer Manor while discussions about custody and guardianship continue. Her arrival isn't just a physical presence. It's a catalyst for secrets, emotions, and rivalries to ignite. Arrival at the manor. Old flames and new sparks. The grand double doors of Spencer Manor open, and Poppy steps inside, carrying only a single suitcase and a resolve stronger than ever. Bill watches from the threshold, his heart caught between memories and the reality of now. Katie is nearby, arms folded, silently measuring every gesture Poppy makes. She remembers the free-spirited girl who had captured Bill's attention years ago, but this Poppy is different. Poised, deliberate, and unafraid to stake her claim in a household that has seen its share of power struggles. Poppy's first interactions are carefully measured. She greets the house staff with warmth, immediately establishing herself as someone who belongs, yet her eyes constantly find Bill. There's a subtle electricity in the air, a tension so thick it practically hums, and the first whispers of old passions resurface. Bill is drawn to Poppy in ways he thought long buried. Katie senses it and tightens her hold on the narrative. This house, this baby, and this man belong to her plan. Custody negotiations begin. The first morning at Spencer Manor is anything but peaceful. Legal advisors, family lawyers, and mediators converge, and Poppy sits at the long mahogany table across from Bill and Katie. The discussion begins civilly, but quickly escalates into a battle of wills. Katie insists that the child's best interests are paramount. She argues that Luna's incarceration, combined with Bill's protective instincts, means the baby should be raised in a stable, loving environment, namely, Spencer Manor with her and Bill. Poppy counters with a calm, measured approach, highlighting her biological connection to the child and stressing that the baby deserves to know its maternal roots. "I failed Luna once," she says, voice firm but gentle. "But I will not fail this child. I will give them love, guidance, and truth. And yes, I will fight for it, alongside Bill if he lets me." Bill listens, torn between the steady hand of Katie and the fiery presence of Poppy. He remembers past nights, the laughter, the warmth, the sense of freedom he felt with Poppy. And yet, Katie represents order, legacy, and a future carefully planned. Household